new and traditional media, people and means that cover Yugra in informational space. Does anybody has the problem with the connectivity in the university? 1, 2, yes? No, only one. Okay, there are different countries, there are different situations, and in Kishik, for example, even me, I have some problem with the connectivity. Yes, there is no mobile internet in Kishik. Why we are speaking about digital divide? Because that describe the situation in Yugra with mass media. That's why traditional mass media is a very important part of the informational system, of informational architecture of Yugra. That's why we start our conversation for today from the question about relations between new and traditional media. And the whole story for today is new and traditional media, people and means of shaping the image of Yugra in the information space. Let's start with some global trends, because we have an international school, yes? So we need some information you can use not only here, but when you come back, this information should be useful for you. Some of you are consumers of information projects. Who is watching TV here? One? Anybody else? No, not only in Russia, in your country. Does anybody is watching TV? That's not a crime watching TV, that's normal. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, great. More than a half of our students are watching TV. Who is listening radio? Again, 6 people. Yeah, but you are only one. You have 2 hands, but you are only one. You are a great driver, probably. So that's why you are listening radio. Who is reading newspapers or other print media? Wonderful. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Great. All of you are included in the process of consuming the information from mass media channel. From your point of view as a consumers, what are global trends in media in the world? All over the world, not only in Russia, in Germany. Yeah, great. So you see, even when we are speaking about the newspaper, probably the most traditional mass media, we are going to talk about web pages. Newspapers are going to the web. We have the crisis of circulations all over the world. Some other trends. Yes. Yeah. And why do you think why it is so? Why blogs are probably much more important than traditional magazines like Cosmopolitan, for example? Great. Yes, because it is something from the girl or the boy next door. What we are usually publish on our weblogs, our beliefs, our thoughts, what is it? Our subjective opinion. This is another very important trend. This is the trend that makes opinion more popular than a fact. What else? So the content should be useful. But yes, and what is it about? Cooperation. Now, that's not only co-creation, but that's, first of all, this is the type of interaction, and interaction is the next trend. Great. The consumers start to be prosumers. They not just read something, yes, but they want to write something. They even do not want only to decide the story. Yeah, what will be the end of the story, for example? Yeah, they want to be involved in the process of production. So I will show you some list of trends, and I'm glad, guys. I'm really glad because you're working hard now. You declare the most number of the trends. First is clip style thinking and long reads. Do you know what does it mean, clip style thinking? This the way we are thinking now because of microblogs, because of we are short of time. We are involved in the process of conversation all over the time. Yeah? So the episodes start to be shorter, and that came from the TV advertising and music clips, yeah, from MTV tradition. The trailer of the film is the film itself. So that's what we are calling clip style thinking. But you probably have heard about the New York Times. You probably have heard about the project named Snowfall. Snowfall is the first project named long read. That's the new term to call the multimedia story for long reading. And this is the real media alternative, clip style thinking and clip style texts, videos, etc. The next trend nobody told us here in our brainstorm at the beginning is multimedia but not verbal text. We are living in the time of multimedia because video or infographic is has more information. We have pictures, we have sounds, and the news story start to be more involving with multimedia. Long reads try to combine multimedia and verbal text. Meanings start to be more important than facts. The fourth point is closely connected with facts and meanings. That's the phenomenon of media activism. Now we usually have some information, not from the mass media, but from the girl or the boy next door in the social media. If somebody shares us a link in Facebook, we'll have the information. The fifth point is about people and robots in the industry of information. You probably know about some projects where systems create the content, the verbal content, about, for example, some economical news. For example, the project named Narrative Science. This project was created in the United States first for the sport industry. And now they use it to create content for some economic news. The trend of big data and infographics. There are so many figures, so many data, different type of data in the informational sphere. So we need the tools for interpretation. And infographic is one of the tools that help us to find out some knowledges in this largest field of different type of information. 7 is the thing that nobody talked, is the return of subscription. But in the modern way. This is not the subscription for traditional copy of the newspaper. Yeah, that's why we really have the crisis of circulations. But we also have the return of subscription because of, does anybody know because why? So what do you use for new applications? You use App Store, yes, and you use Play Market for Android. There are tools to relaunch the subscription because it's easy to pay, it's easy to have the content you need. In some media application, you do not need to pay for the whole copy, you can just pay for the one article. There are some authors you are interested in, and the new media gave you a chance to subscribe or to buy, not the whole copy, yeah, but only an article of the author you are interested in. That's what I am talking about. One other thing is very important, so I just use the illustration by Vasily Gatov based on Burrell's statistics. The trend of moving from traditional web to mobile. Tablets and some portable devices are much more useful than personal computers. That's why the applications are the next step from the web pages. That's why, for example, Vox project is so popular. The story number 9 is about Internet of Things. That's about communication of different interfaces, but not people. Just a few weeks ago, we were traveling to Moscow, and we were going to the mall to find some clothes to my daughter. And we take a catalog. Okay, I had an opportunity to try some clothes virtually. I have a picture of the cloth, and I put the camera on my daughter, and I can see, is it okay for her or no? The Internet of Things is the phenomenon about the communication between different interfaces. Smart home concept is a part of the concept of Internet of Things, and this is the type of the new type of monetization in India. Not the traditional advertising, but some interactive services for consumers. So the print are stable, TV and radio are falling, and the only sphere is growing up is the sphere of native mobile applications. Here is media landscape of Yugra by Medialogia. Medialogia, this is the service for public relations specialists, for researchers, for the specialists in information security, TV, information agencies, newspapers, internet, TV. There is no radio at all. Yes, and this is a real problem because there are only 3 or 4 stations, radio stations, allowed in Yugra. That's why radio is not the important part of the information structure. Now we're talking about some specials for Yugra. So here was the picture of global trends, and we can see radio not at probably the best position. Yeah, here is radio. This is the dynamics of relations between new and traditional media in Yugra from 2013 and 2014. Here we can see a picture made from top 20 of mass media, which is published by Medialogia. Yeah? And what we can see in 2013. In 2013, we can find that the biggest part of the pie is internet. It is 8 positions. Then the second is TV with 7 positions, and the last is press with 5 positions. So the year was coming, the new year was coming, and the new situation is coming. And in 2014, we can find 10 internet media, internet-based media, 5 TV, and 5 press. So the press is stable, TV is falling down, and internet is growing. Here the situation is in Yugra looks like the situation all over the world, just with one thing, that radio is not an important source of information. So we'll stop here for 5 minutes. You will think about, and then we're finishing about media, about channels. Now we stop the story about channels, and we will continue with journalists and journalism.